Did you know that for every minute you spend on this page learning about the Giving Libraries, 24 people, mostly women and children, are being beaten in their homes, psychologically abused, or stalked? And that's just in the United States. I don't know about you, but I find that statistic sickening. That's why I want you to know that you can play a vital role in their healing and to stop this massive cycle of abuse. Here's a little bit about the Giving Libraries. The Giving Libraries provide approximately 300 books donated by inspirational authors that are sent to domestic violence crisis centers. Each Giving Library that is sent to these crisis centers is valued at approximately $1,000. Unlike regular libraries, books in these libraries are meant to be kept or passed along rather than being returned. We also ship refill kits to the crisis centers once the books are gone. And remember, these books provide hope and healing for victims of domestic abuse. Here's what Nancy Ramsey, Programs Director of Domestic Violence and Sexual Assault Coalition from Grass Valley, California, had to say about the Giving Library in her center. And I quote, "What I know for sure, powerful stories about the triumph of the human spirit over adversity inspire me. They lift my spirit, give me confidence that I too can learn and grow through life challenges. The Giving Library offers me the opportunity to share stories of inspiration, joy, and hope with our clients who come to us scared, discouraged, and in pain. I am thrilled that within a few days of displaying our first shipment of books, they were gone. Packed with uplifting, life-affirming messages, I knew they touched the hearts of those in need."
Hi, my name is Krystalya Marie. I'm the Director of Inner Peace and Global Awareness for 10 Million Clicks for Peace. When the founders of 10 Million Clicks for Peace, Julian Kelmer and Rick Veneto, told me about the Giving Library project, I immediately offered to help. And here's why. You see, I got married when I was 19 years old, and soon I found myself in an abusive relationship that escalated from verbal abuse to physical abuse before I finally got up the courage to leave the marriage. You'd think that would be enough, but instead I ended up in another abusive relationship that turned physical very quickly, and by the time I left that relationship, I had been beat up and stabbed. But the cycle didn't end there, and I went through several other abusive relationships before I turned my life around. One of the things that gave me hope and started me on the path to change my life and stop the abuse was a book called The Art of Selfishness, which taught me the importance of loving and caring about myself. Other inspirational books, such as Chicken Soup for the Soul, also gave me hope, as did books by authors such as Wayne Dyer, Deepak Chopra, and Neil Donald Walsh. They taught me that I could heal, I could stop the abuse cycle, and I could claim my life. I didn't stop with inspirational books, but they were the catalyst that helped me to understand that there was hope and help, that I could truly change my life. Today, I'm a self-love enthusiast, a popular radio show host, a best-selling co-author with Deepak Chopra and Wayne Dyer. I'm also the author of the 1 Minute Energy Tune-Up series of books and products, as well as my soon-to-be-released book called Stop the Abuse, Love Yourself. You see, inspirational books were a real catalyst of change for me, and I believe they will help others as well. Putting these books into the hands of people who are suffering from abuse will give them hope and inspiration to change their lives too. So I am highly encouraging you to donate now to help fund the Giving Library project. Your donation will help to get these books shipped to the crisis centers that are helping people every day. These books have the potential to change lives and help victims of abuse heal so that they can make a difference in the world. Let's empower the people who are currently victims of domestic violence by getting these books into their hands now. Remember to check out our awesome reward packages to make your life better, which are at the bottom of the page. Then click on the donate button now. Oh, and be sure to keep listening to hear how inspirational books helped best-selling author Mesa Hopkins rise from a victim of domestic abuse to a world-renowned healer and author.
Hi, I'm Mesa Hopkins. When I was in my 20s, I was extremely ill, depressed, and suicidal. After years of pain, I was finally diagnosed. I was producing as much testosterone as a teenage boy. You see, I had been sexually abused as a child, and at that time I decided it was safer to be a man than to be a woman. So as my body matured, I subconsciously rejected my female nature. It took a lot of personal work to reclaim my life, but I desperately wanted to know what it was like to live happily. I'm delighted to tell you now I live a very happy and healthy life. Did you know that 1 out of 3 women and 1 out of 6 men have been sexually abused? And much of this abuse takes place in our homes, where we are supposed to be safe. Cycles of abuse are perpetuated from one generation to the next, so it takes dedicated effort to break the cycles, but it can be done. When I was shifting the pattern of abuse in my life, I read dozens of books by people who had broken out of their abuse cycles. Their knowledge and insights gave me hope and inspired me to stay true to my goal. After my breakthrough, I committed to helping people heal from the pain and fear that abuse creates. That's why I wrote 2 best-selling books, speak, and make television appearances to educate people about how to heal emotionally and physically, to finally live the safe and happy lives they've always wanted. You and I can help end abuse right now. Along with other authors, I've donated my books free of charge. A contribution from you covers the cost of getting those books distributed directly into the hands of people that are ready to end patterns of abuse and experience the happy and fulfilled lives they deserve. Make your contribution today, and together, let's put an end to abuse.
So let me share a little bit about who is sponsoring this outreach. You see, this project is sponsored by 10 Million Clicks for Peace, which is a highly endorsed 501c3 nonprofit project. Their regular work is providing assistance to war refugees and sponsoring peace education. They are endorsed by such greats as Nobel Peace Prize winner Archbishop Desmond Tutu, Arun Gandhi, who is Mahatma Gandhi's grandson, Deepak Chopra, Jack Canfield, who is co-creator of the Chicken Soup for the Soul book series, and many other authors and famous people. The founders, Julian Kelmer and Rick Beneteau, have teamed up with authors, Messengers of Hope, to create Giving Libraries in the U.S. initially, and to help the healing process of people who have suffered from domestic violence. They have volunteers who are calling crisis centers, offering them the Giving Libraries for them to set up and give hope to their victims of abuse as well. They have an ongoing request for inspirational books from authors, and those volunteers that are doing those requests are also unpacking and sorting the books that have been donated by authors. They are then packaging up those boxes to be sent to the crisis centers and shipping the boxes as well. So what we need funds for. Phase 1 is to get out the initial 86 Giving Libraries into the crisis centers. The shipping of each box is $25, and what we've found so far is the crisis centers are unable to come up with that $25 to receive the books. The second thing is there's a need to cover storage of the books at a cost of $68 a month. And that's just in phase 1. We intend to take this project to phase 2, and that will include an outreach to the remaining 1,000 crisis centers in the U.S. It'll also include outreach to additional inspirational authors, and it will include expanded reach to include other countries, starting with Canada and then moving to other countries in the world. So a little bit about what you can do to help. First, I'd like to suggest that you go to the bottom of the page and review the donation levels. There's several reward packages available that you can get different authors, programs and so on that have been donated by them to support this great cause. So pick the reward level that works for you. And please, I ask you to donate at the highest level you possibly can to make this project successful and help us get these books into the hands of these people where it's very much needed. And of course, the final thing I'd like you to do after you donate is please click the share buttons to spread the word so that we can help more people that are suffering from domestic violence. Remember that during this 10-minute video, 240 people, mostly women and children, have been beaten in their homes, psychologically abused, or stalked. Will you help?